Okay guys, the next section we're going to be taking care of is area of regular polygons. So to do area of regular polygons, first thing we're going to do, we're just going to go through this activity together, and as you're doing this activity, I'm going to get you started, and there's parts where you can pause and try it on your own and just kind of check in with what I've done so far. So okay, so we're going to cut out the triangles, and I was covering that up because I've already cut out all my triangles here. You can see that they're missing. I cut out all three just to be ready here. You can cut out all three, or just one at a time. So we're going to take one of the triangles. It doesn't matter which one you start with. So if I cut out this first one, I'm going to take this and I'm going to place the vertex labeled A at the point on the notes below, and I'm going to put a point on it right here. So just add a point there and put the point of your triangle there, okay? And trace the triangle, okay? And you don't have to be perfect with the tracing. Just do your best to trace it. Okay, I'm doing my best not to crinkle the paper, but if you do, it's not the end of the world. Okay, so everybody just trace that triangle. Okay. Okay. Then use the vertex of angle A as the point of rotation. So we're going to rotate around this point. And we're going to rotate. It doesn't matter which way we rotate. I mean, when in math, typically we say rotating, you go counterclockwise. So I'm going to do that. Okay. And notice how I rotated, and then this vertex of A is still right on there. And then I'm going to trace again. Okay. I'm going to trace that. Okay. And trace triangle. Okay. Continue doing this until the triangle gets back to where it started. So you're going to rotate again. Okay. And then trace it. Okay. Rotate again and trace it. Notice how every time you rotate, there's going to be one side that matches up. So you only really have to trace two sides of it. Okay. Here we go. Just tracing it. Okay. And you can see the last one, it fits right in there, right? And if it doesn't fit right in there, then that just means, if it's a little bit overlap, you just make it work. But it should fit in there. Okay, so step 3 says trace the outside edges of the shape you just formed. So I'm going to take a second color for myself. All right, that's the same color. Sorry, I didn't get my colors out ahead of time. So, okay. Trace the outside edge. Okay. Trace all those outside edges. Okay. Okay. So it jumps out at you, right? So if you use pencil for the original, then trace it in some kind of colored pencil or a pen. Okay. Notice that it is a regular polygon. I'm on step 3 over here. So. Right, notice that it's a regular polygon because the same triangle was traced every time. And what I mean by that is that, so like this side, when I rotated it, became this side right here. So this side was equal to this side, was equal to this side, was equal to this side. And that's what tells us it's equilateral. But you can also see that it's equiangular as well, because these angles, right, these are the same angles I'm using right at the bottom of the triangles, just rotate around. So I always had the angle A at top, and then these base angles are always on the bottom. Okay, so we can see that it's that this is a regular polygon. So that's key, right? It has to be a regular polygon. Okay, so step 4, use a ruler with centimeters, and I put a little in step 4. You can see I added in on here that if you don't have one, just go on to Google Images and you can find one and print it out and then cut it out and use that. And now we're going to find the area of one of the triangles. So I could find it on here, but I'm going to actually find it right on here. So remember, the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So I'm going to measure my base, which is 4 centimeters, and my height of it, which is 3.5 or so, and we're not going to use any. We're just using the ruler for this one. We're not going to be using the ruler for the worksheet problems, but we're just doing it for this one. So the area of one triangle is 1/2. I'm going to write this out. Area of one triangle is 1/2 the base, which is 4, times the height. Notice the base of this is one side of the regular polygon. So this 4 is this right here. Right? This is the 4 right here, and then here is the 3.5. You should add that right into your notes. Okay, so we're doing the area of this triangle right here. And that area then, let's see. And if you had like 3.6, that's fine, or like 3.9, that's okay. It doesn't have to be exactly those numbers. That's just what I got. So this gives me 7 square centimeters is the area of one triangle. Okay. Step 5, consider that you already know the area of one triangle. How could you find the area of the entire polygon? Step 5, okay. Well, we could just take the area of one triangle and then multiply by the number of triangles. Because remember, all these triangles were congruent to each other. Right? So if we already know the area of one triangle, we can just times it by the number of triangles. That'll give us our total area. Okay, well, the area of one triangle is 7. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So times 6, because that's our number of triangles. So that gives us 42 square centimeters as our area for that regular polygon. Okay. All right. So really, when we're doing this, it's really not a new formula. It's just using some of our problem-solving strategies. We know that there's one triangle, right? We know all of these triangles are congruent. In this case, there were 6 triangles, right, for ourselves. And so we get the area of one of those triangles and then multiply by 6. Okay, so I'm just going to repeat that here, right, in step 6, and this is why I cut out the other triangles, okay? And you can do this on your own. It'd be great if you did it on your own and then check back in with me. I'm not going to really talk you through it. I'm just going to do it, and you can watch me. But I would like you to hit the pause button now, and then watch, okay? And then, sorry, yeah, hit the pause button, try to solve it, and then watch, okay? So. Oh, this one wasn't perfect. I messed up a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Then we found the area of one triangle. Let's see. So, highlight the outside. Okay, I'm going to do the area of this triangle here. And there's my height. That's 5. That's 3.7. It's the area of one triangle. Okay. Okay, there's 5 triangles here, so I'm multiplying by 5 this time. Not 6, because there's fewer. Okay. There's the last triangle. There's that one. There's my other triangle. Come on, come on, come on. Here, enter somewhere. There it is. Okay. So I'm just repeating this again. Remember the step said, do this for the other two examples. It's really important you do this so you understand what's going on here. So if you're skipping this step, you should do it. It's going to help you to understand what happens later. These are actually our first couple of examples, us doing this. These are our first 3 examples for these types of problems before we actually do different ones. So let's add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 triangles for this. Okay, if I'm going to do one triangle, highlight the triangle I'm working with, draw the height for it, measure 3.2. If your number's a little different than mine, that's okay. It's more just the process here that you get the same process. 3.9. So it's going to be 1/2 times 3.2. The rate is 3.9. So basically my base times my height. Right. Okay. So hopefully you already did this, right? Maybe you watched me do a little bit of it, but you got something close to numbers. And guys, for this example, it's not critical that you got exactly the same numbers, just so you understand the process here, right, that we did, is that we made one triangle, we thought about how many triangles create the entire polygon, find the area of one of the triangles, right, and then multiply by the number of triangles there, okay? All right, those are our steps. So let's write those steps out for ourselves that we did. Okay? So, right, how do I find the area of a regular polygon? Okay, find one triangle. Okay? Now, where's that triangle going to be? Well, if we look down here, right, where's the triangle be? It's always came from the center. We always rotate around this point, so it's always going to come from the center. And I always draw the triangle on the bottom here. You can see I did that for each of those. Okay? So find one triangle by connecting the center to 2 vertices. Okay? We connected the center to 2 vertices. So it looks exactly like these other examples. Right? We get that triangle that we have right there. Okay? So hopefully that makes sense because we just built those triangles in the other ones. Right? Find one triangle by connecting the center to the 2 vertices. Okay. If you need more time to copy, just hit the pause button, right, and then you can jump right in. Okay. Okay. So find one triangle by connecting. Okay. So then we found the area of the triangle. Find the area of the one triangle using the side length as the base and drawing in the height. Okay. One of the things for this, right, you may have to use special rights or trig to get the height. Okay. While when we did these first examples, we used our ruler, we're not always going to be using the ruler. All right. So we might actually have to get those measurements, and I'll show you how we do that. Okay. So we have the height in right here. Okay. All right. And then the next step was we're going to multiply the area of one triangle by the number of triangles to get the area of the polygon. Okay. Okay. right? I'm going to break the video here because I can only do 15 minutes on YouTube, right? And then you'll see part 2.